Hi everybody. Just trying to get a little look at my crayfish here. He was just out, and it's kind of funny sometimes when I walk past the tank, he sees me as a threat and then he rears up and charges towards me like he's going to get me. And I think it's because I just put some shrimp pellets in there for him and he came out looking for them. So I think it was just a little bit of a defensive reaction. You can see all that stuff coming away from his mouth parts there. He's got one of those shrimp pellets obviously, and he's working on tearing that up and chewing it up. So one of these days soon I'm going to get him out. He's going to come out of this tank and he's going to go over here into my native tank. Been watching this one for a little while. This is the other crayfish that used to be in that tank and is now in this big tank. And I've seen it down there for the last hour or so, and it seems to have calmed down. It doesn't look like it's moving at all anymore. It almost looks like it's dead. Well, it's just started moving there a little bit. It's got a root mass from the Java fern that used to be in here. You know, you get that sort of long strands of stringy kind of hair-like roots. You can actually see some of those dark stringy things near him is exactly what I'm talking about. And he's had it sort of like balled up underneath of him. I don't know if he's in there eating on it and chewing on it or what's going on, but it's been interesting watching him. So pretty soon I'll be getting that other one in here, and between the two of them I might get a little bit of activity. Right now we're just looking at the shiners darting and dashing around. I just fed the tank a little while ago. The two fish that are going to be coming out of here, the invasive species that are in the tank, this tilapia here and the other one here, it is the Mayan Cichlid. I can't believe how fast these fish are growing and starting to color up. I'm already starting to see a lot of aggression between this one and the one we were just looking at, this little Mayan Cichlid here, and that little tilapia, which I have now lost again. The tilapia, it is also interesting to note, is every bit as much of an algae eater as the mollies are. It gets in there and just sort of works along the wood or the surface of the rocks and just munches away on that algae. Now keep in mind, I'm talking about eating the algae sort of like the way you know, a cow might graze on grass. It doesn't eat it down to dirt. There's still grass left. That's the way these algae eating fish like the mollies and apparently that tilapia, they just graze on the hair strands, you know, the hair-like strands of algae as it grows. They don't actually scrape it off of the wood or the rocks or glass or anything else. So they do keep the algae under control to some degree. It's not long, stringy strands of hair all over the tank, but I do get a nice green film or a nice green coating of algae all over everything in here, which I don't mind. But it gets to be a bit much when everything is completely covered. So come springtime, I'm going to work on getting myself an eastern stone roller. I had one of them in a previous native tank I had set up, and they seem to do a pretty good job of scraping surfaces, what I think of as an off-wax grazer. So once we get one of them in here, the tank will probably start looking quite a bit different as we get different types of fish, and of course the bioload will change and so on and so forth. The plants are really starting to grow in nicely. I'm actually starting to get some new growth developing on these. You can see these new shoots starting to come off and grow upwards towards the light, so that's a good sign. All in all, I'm quite happy with the way this tank is shaping up. Really, I just wanted to shoot a little bit of video of this crayfish here since it's out and visible. It's usually hiding and I seldom get to see it now that I've put it in this great big tank. But it's not really doing anything, so I didn't think that would have made much of a video. So, please subscribe if you're not already. I'm going to call that the end of this one. Just a brief little update here on my 125-gallon native tank. So if you're subscribed, you won't miss any updates, any little random whatevers, etc., etc. And of course, you don't want to miss them because it's always something good coming up and you never know what it's going to be. So thanks for watching this one. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you really soon on the next one.